Hi, so today we're going to be changing out the shock absorbers, the front shock absorbers to the 1997 Fleetwood Discovery we have. I believe these are all the tools we're going to need for the job. What you're going to need: the breaker bar, the ratchet, a wrench, the 19mm wrench, channel locks, extension, and the 2 19s, and a 1 1/8, and the mallet, screwdriver, pair of gloves if you don't like to get nasty and dirty, and of course the shocks are going to be replacing. These right here are the part numbers that we received for the 97, because I tried looking up the original part that it had, and the original part that the bus actually had, they are $200 because they're discontinued shocks, because that's what came with the original 97. So these are the newer models that came out, and they are just as good. These are Bilstein shock absorbers, and the price difference to these were $94 a piece, and that was at Summit Racing in Grand Prairie, or Arlington, I mean, Texas. So I picked them up there in person. Let's get started to see how hard this really is going to be to switch out. Okay, so that is where the 1 1/8 is going to come in with the breaker bar, and you really don't need a wrench to hold the other side or a socket. With the breaker bar, it'll loosen up, and that's where I said you need the channel locks, just so you can hold it with the channel locks to take it off. I've already switched them out just so you could see, but I just wanted you to kind of give you an instructional video. I always did do the bottom first, just because after you take that bolt out, it's going to come down instead of take that one up and then it's going to whack the top. Alright, so as you can see, I got the breaker bar on it on the 1 1/8 down here, and you just pretty much break the bolt, and that's why I decided to use the channel locks on the other side just to hold it, because really you just need to put the ratchet back on the 1 1/8 and hold it with the channel locks, and you're good to go to take the bottom one off. Now the top one's a little bit different. You're going to use a 19. They're both 19s on both sides. So I used the ratchet on one side with the actual wrench, just to make the ratchet didn't fit towards the front of the side of the bus, but the ratchet fit in the back. So that's the only reason why you would have to use a wrench. Okay, so the reason why I said to use the screwdriver and the mallet is when you take that bolt out, I mean the nut from the 1 1/8 out, you're going to be left with the bolt. And so you won't hit the threads, I always just use this to hit it on the flat surface and whack that thing out, so that way you don't have to be struggling trying to get it out with your hand. I always use this so you don't mess up a thread.
And here they are compared. They're exactly the same.
This one's 1997.
Yeah, and one's 2017.
Let's see how soft they are.
Okay.
Just this side, look.
Yeah,
this side goes down really easy.
I think this shock has had it.
Yeah. Okay, so the other side I'm having a problem with, because okay, so this is the passenger side. This isn't cut the way it's supposed to be. The Freightliner cut the other side about a 1/4 of an inch further in, but this is what happens when you try to get this bolt out to the shock. As you can see, that's as far as that goes. It's impossible to get through there. Trying to use a mallet. Yep. Doesn't look like it. Okay, so what I did was I loosened this up right here. These two, I took this bolt off, loosened this one, and that way I could swivel it like that.
There it goes.
There it is. Alright, I guess that'll do it.
How you doing down there? You want to wipe the camera? Doing good, babe.
Trying to. Anyways, okay, so now we're just going to put the new shock on there, and we should be done.
Awesome.
Now I know how to put it back on, so I guess now we bring the new shock.
Yep, I'll get it.
Alright, so instead of me putting the bolt on this way, I'm going to put the bolt on this way in case, you know, if we ever sell this or need to replace the shocks again. Look at that. I could just switch them out really easy from here instead of me having to take apart all this other stuff over here to do the job. That way, for somebody else, if we ever sell this for somebody else, it's easy for them to switch the shocks out instead of having to go through the hell we just went through. So that way, peace of mind for me and you. We know if we need the shocks again later on, it'll be easy to switch out.
So how are you finding the new shocks, babe?
They're amazing. It's like day and night difference. I can't believe how much of a difference these shocks have made. I'm more than happy with it. I mean, you gotta make the switch to know the feeling. It's amazing.
You don't feel like we're going to bounce off the road anymore on every little tiny bump?
It doesn't feel like a waterbed.